Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm working on this tall cabinet. It's a bit of a different cabinet. It's got the top section and then some drawers, and I went for this abstract design. I hope you like it. So this was the piece before. As you can see, it was super dirty. I think it was in someone's shed and there was chunks out of it. It had this lovely hand painted design on it though, but after I cleaned it and sanded it, this is what we were left with. So here I am filling all the little dents and holes. This area was particularly bad. Sorry about my tripod, is just going mental in this clip. And then I just primed it with a stain blocking primer. When you've got pine like this was, you have to use a stain blocking primer or those pesky knots are going to come through eventually. I'm using a semi-smooth 2 Fussy Blokes roller, and I think I'm using Sinsor Bin or Blocks It from Fleetwood, I'm not really sure. I'm not too fussy with primer, and I'm just painting the inside as well because it was quite dirty, so I thought it would be a good idea to paint the whole piece. Now I'm going in with a satin. This is a fast flow water-based satin from Crown Paints. I will try to get the color code for you if I can find it, and pop it in the description box because I know someone will ask me and then I'll be raging that I didn't take note of it. But yeah, here I'm using a semi-smooth roller again, and this is the second coat going on. It only needed 2 coats and it's a really nice blue. I should also mention that I taped up the drawers so that I wouldn't get paint on the inside of them. Now I'm just putting the top door back on. I primed the hinges also because I'm going to paint them as well. So now the fun part is the design. For this design I used a ton of different paintbrushes, and here I'm just setting up like the first layer. So basically I'm using the background color to make sure that the lighter blue that I'm putting on sort of completely blends in with it. So it looks like I'm using like two new blues on top of it, if that makes sense, but it's not. It's the background color and then a light blue by Harmony Paints. So this is a chalk paint, and I'm using that because I just think they blend really well. Also I really like Crown Paints paint for blending. I think it works really well. Obviously it's not what it's meant for, but I think the texture of it really works. So here I'm going in with the background color and then the light blue, and then I'm using a dry brush after that, you'll see there, to sort of blend it in. And this is just to get like a base layer. I didn't really know how I was going to do this, so I was just sort of making up as I go along. And that black thing there is a spray bottle, and there's just water in it, but I sort of had to be careful how much water I used because it was all collecting in the crevice there on the base of the piece. You will see this piece evolve a lot throughout this video. I think what I initially wanted, what I thought I wanted the piece to look like, just sort of changed as I kept working on it. So you'll see I'm adding in a purple. I later on get rid of that. And also you'll see that I'm trying to like almost disguise what the background color is, and I decided not to do that in the end. I wanted it to be sort of more obvious where the strokes were and stuff like that. So, and also you see I'm adding a ton of drips which I later on paint over. So yeah, I think with like I'm learning a lot about abstract pieces, I guess, because you can just overwork them sometimes. But it was a lot of fun to do, and I felt really like I enjoyed the process a lot of the time. I just can't wait for a piece to be finished so that I can see the end result. But of course, like that like sort of high that you get from like sharing your work and the excitement you get out of that is very brief, so you sort of have to enjoy the process. Very deep chat today, but anyway, I really found I was in the moment with this piece and I found I could really enjoy it. So yeah, when adding water, obviously it gets stuck in all these little crevices in the frame of this door. So you'll see me sort of tilt it upwards sometimes to sort of get the drips to go the other way. As I said, I get rid of that purple because it actually dries a lot darker than that. I was using a paint tube to hold it open so the door didn't stick there. But anyway, yeah, I'm adding a lot of drips, a lot of water, too much water, but it was all learn as you go, as it usually is with me. The reason why I keep adding the background colour was to make sure that it all sort of blended in. This is the result of the first layer of paint. It could have been actually 2 layers, but this is the result of all that work, which is quite, I guess on camera it doesn't look like a whole lot of work, but it took a long time. So now I'm going in with the pink. You'll notice that I'm doing small sections of pink here. I later changed that because I thought it looked too obvious and I just didn't like it. I liked it when the strokes were like the same width, so I used the same paintbrush to get like for all the different colours so that the brush strokes are the same width, because they just looked too skinny and I didn't like it. But yeah, so I'm just blending everything together using the background colour. I'm going in with neon pink here. This is just acrylic paint. I got a huge tube of it on Amazon and I loved using this so much. I'm sealing it all with varnish later on anyway because I used chalk paint, so I don't really mind using acrylic paint. I think it will be fine. And this is the back. The back was a lot easier because there's no base piece, you'll see, so I could let it just drip onto the ground. It didn't matter. But the sides are a bit harder because I had to make sure like the water pooling on the bottom was okay. And then the front was the hardest because it was the hardest, and also it was the best because I think the front looks the best part. But because of all the drawers and stuff, it was sort of difficult to get the drips looking sort of good and to have movement with them. I was using a hairdryer there just to push some of the drips back up, and you'll see I keep lifting the door up to sort of stop those drips. This is the result of the first application of the different colours, like the pinks and stuff, and adding more purple in, which I hated because it looks like little spiders. It dried so much darker and I just really didn't like it. And also at this point I thought it looked really sparse, so this was the point where I thought I think I need to sort of disguise the fact that the piece is like dark blue underneath. I'm just chatting in this video so you'll see my hands going mad, but anyway, yeah, so I really didn't like the purple, so I decided that I wanted to like mix that up with some of the background colour and sort of tone it down. But I think eventually I ended up just painting over all of it so I don't really know if it was worth it, but yeah, I did try to keep it in there, but it didn't really need any more colours really. One thing I will say as well is that the neon pink really isn't obvious at this point because it sort of needed the base of pink underneath it to get it looking good, and I also approached it in a different way when I did it again. So here's what it looked like when I added lots more drips and just lots more messiness. I really didn't like it. So here I am just painting the inside of the drawers. I had lots of this really bright turquoise left and I love it. So I thought this would be a really nice pop of colour when you open each drawer and also when you open the top. You'll see the sides of the drawers I kept wooden, but I actually went over them with a wash of the background colour mixed with water, just to sort of disguise any imperfections. So this is the end result, sort of, kind of. Can you tell this is a mess? But anyway, I painted over a lot of the drips, you'll see, so it's a lot calmer, and I added a lot of like opaque lines. But then I wasn't happy with that golden handle you saw a moment ago, so I replaced it with this handle, which I'm much more happy with. I think it just suits the piece more and it goes with the hinges a lot better. These drawers are my favourite section. I've got some like nice little lines going on, and also I'm showing you the back because I kept a lot of the drips on the back. I just thought it looked really cool. So it does look a bit different on the back, but I think it all works. I think this will make a really nice drinks cabinet. Anyway, I also did this canvas when I was practicing the technique, so I think that worked out really well. So both of these will be for sale. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you check out my Instagram and I hope you like this piece. Bye!